Hi guys. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different. Today is December 29th, and today would have been my father's 83rd birthday. Now, in my family, we have a little bit of a cluster. So my birthday is tomorrow, the 30th. My brother's birthday was the 27th. So the three of us, bing, bang, boom. We got Christmas, we got my brother, we got my dad, we got me, we got New Year's. And then you add in a niece. It's earlier in December. If you want to count my grandmother, she was in January. I think she was also December. And then a few other birthdays here and there. Like my sister was January, but she was later January, so it doesn't really count. But anyway, we had this whole cluster of birthdays around this time of year, which, and the fascinating fact about it too is that, so today my dad would be 83. Tomorrow, I'm going to be 53, old lady. And over the weekend, my brother turned 63. So we were 10 and then 20 years apart. So growing up, we would often have combo birthday parties. And I have one picture in particular of when I turned 18, my brother turned 28, my dad turned 48, of us with the candles, with the number candles, and the 8 stayed put. I had my 1. Tommy had his 2, and my dad had his 4, and we just kind of took pictures like holding our number on the cake. So it was nice to have that, but as a kid growing up, it kind of sucked because, as anybody that has a birthday this time of year will tell you, you kind of get one gift, or you get like 1.5 gift, or it's, oh, that'll be for birthday, Christmas, it'll be for Christmas, it'll be for your birthday, it was nothing, it didn't, and I have to say they tried, but it really didn't make anything special about it. But anyway, this is not about me, this is about my dad. So today he would be 83, and I guess I've been thinking about him a lot lately. 1, because it's the holidays. 2, because it's his birthday, but also because I've been going through this cancer journey, and I can't help but wonder and imagine, how he would be here for me during this time if he were still with us. He passed back in February of 99, so it's a long time ago. I believe he was 56 at the time. So very, very young by standards. Of course, at the time I didn't see it, so he was 56, I would have been 26. You just don't really comprehend that age is young. It's just easier because he's your dad. He's always that much older than you. But yeah, he was 56 when he passed. And, I think about him a lot. Out of the kids of us, out of me and my 2 brothers, we all kind of took on various attributes of him in some ways. So my dad, it wasn't a diagnosable thing back in the day, but for certain he would have had ADHD. My father did a million things. He was a contractor. He drove a school bus, which he loved. He did that up until the day he had to retire. He was a baker. He ran a deli. Actually, he ran a couple of delis. He did catering. I want to say he drove a cab, or he drove something, because they grew up in Brooklyn. He drove something down in Brooklyn. He worked in a paper factory. He sold water filters. He sold smoke alarms. Somehow he got into, one point he was into one of those real estate kind of pyramid marketing type of things. And at one point he and some friends developed a thing called the Friendship Club, which was this fundraiser club up in the Capital District area. And they would put on like these little festivals and carnivals, and they'd raise money each year for different charities. And they did that for a few years. What else? I'm certain I'm leaving stuff out. But so each of us kind of got something from him. So my one brother, Tommy, he's really the cook. He's the chef of the family, so he got that. Dennis is the carpenter. He's the contractor. He got that. Not to say Tommy's not handy, and not to say Dennis can't cook, but our strengths, I got music. He's also a drummer. I forgot to say my dad was also a drummer back in the day. So I got the music from him, and then I got baking from him, because the one thing that he did that was he loved to cook, he loved to bake. As I said, he ran a catering company for a bunch of years. And then one of the things that he did, he had to medically retire from driving the school bus. He had MS, and he had to medically retire from that. And when he did that, he actually went on and started decorating cakes. And the very first cake that he decorated, like proper cake he decorated, was the wedding cake for my brother's wedding. And it was gorgeous. It was like this multi-tier fountain, lights, all kinds of stuff. It was the late 80s, so you can imagine. But so now I bake. I don't do anything like what he did. I'm more about, like, I love the sculpting, I love the fondant, I love making little things, I love like little miniature things, you know, those kind of silly little things. But I can't help but wonder what he would do these days with the popularity of fondant and modeling chocolate and isomalt and all these other just really super cool techniques and tools and things that are out there that could really take. He was fantastic. He was phenomenal at making little buttercream or royal icing flowers. Like, he would just make hundreds of them, because then he would use those on his cakes. And you could store those. Like, he would, you know, probably store them. He'd put them away. I guess he'd put them in the fridge or something. I don't really know. But he would make beautiful little flowers on that, and then he would adorn the cakes with these flowers, and it would just be gorgeous. And then he and our family friend Sheila would at different times do, and I don't know what this technique is called. It's like pointillism in art, but it's like you take a very small frosting tip, and you basically just, with the frosting tip, you kind of draw dots on a cake, like a flat sheet. It's like a shaped sheet cake in, like, you know, I don't know, like a Fudgy the Whale or something like that. And then you color it so that it is colored with, what the hell technique is that? I don't know what that's called. But he and Sheila did that. So when he passed, Sheila got most of his cake decorating stuff. I wasn't decorating at the time yet. I hadn't gotten into it. So she got all of his bake pans and most of his stuff, but I got a few things. So I do have some of his stuff. But yeah, I think about him a lot, and you know, I miss him, and my cat just knocked something off the counter. I was definitely a daddy's girl, no question. You know, so it was hard. It was hard when he was sick, and when he passed, he also died of cancer. Not also, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say also. He died of cancer. It was lung cancer, mesothelioma specifically. Well, I was able to be with my dad for about 3 weeks shortly before he passed, and then I was not living at home at the time. I was living down Long Island, so they were up in Schenectady, and I had to come back to work for a bit, so I came, and we weren't sure what his progress was going to be, so I wound up coming back to work for about a week, and then really about a week after I came home, I got the call that he had passed. And but I have to say, it was definitely the privilege of a lifetime to be able to be with him when he was sick, and to help him, and to help my mom, you know, I hope I was a help to her, but get through the time, and just to be there. But yeah, I miss him. I did the eulogy when he passed, and I just, you know, so as I said, my dad would definitely have been diagnosed with ADHD if that was an actual thing when they were younger. He was infamous, so infamous, and unfortunately this is definitely something I got from him, infamous for starting projects and not finishing them. He had so many projects going, he had so many things going that they were started, and he would do them beautifully, and then he just wouldn't finish them. So to the point where when he passed, we made a point of picking out a casket that was kind of that looked to be unfinished. Like, it wasn't like a high varnish, it was a very natural kind of wood. I don't remember what the wood was that we went with, but it was a very natural looking wood, natural finish, kind of some adornments, but nothing crazy. And then when I did his eulogy, the last couple lines that I said in the eulogy was that he taught us all to, oh my gosh, now I'm just trying to live, to laugh and love. Was it laugh and love? Yeah. To laugh and love, and leave everything just a little bit unfinished. So that was kind of his legacy, and yeah, I guess I'm living that. I have so many things. I have great ideas. I get great starts to things. Not so much implementation, but whatever. It is what it is. Anyway, so I just wanted to come on and just honor my dad today a little bit, talk about him and his legacy, and the time that I was able to spend with him through his illness, and maybe kind of encourage someone, that's out there. Maybe you have a loved one or a parent or someone that's going through some kind of illness. Try to be with them if you can. It's not easy, I know. Not everybody can do that. We don't all have that luxury. It was a great luxury that I had at the time. I had a wonderful, job that supported that. I had wonderful friends. I was in a position where I was able to do that, and I was grateful that I was able to take advantage of it. So if you can, if that is what works for your life, try to do it, because I promise you, it's going to be well worthwhile. It'll be difficult. It was not easy seeing this man who, took care of me all those years wither away. It wasn't, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to come on and say today. So thanks for listening. So this is in honor of my dad, Dennis Nielsen.